We're here this morning with Charles Wismer from Deedcoin, a revolutionary blockchain technology in real estate. Welcome, Charles. It's good to meet you.
Hey, it's great to be on. Thank you.
I hear that your co-founder is also there in the room with you.
I do, yeah. My co-founder / CTO.
Hi, Thomas Spangler. We're talking to Thomas as well for a brief moment. Would you just like to introduce yourself?
My name's Thomas. I'm the Director of Technology here at Deedcoin, and I'm responsible for all the tech development and, nerdy side of the deal.
Wonderful. Okay, cool. It was great to meet you. We're going to continue talking with Charles and hear all about your technology. Thanks for coming by.
All right.
Okay, Charles, back to you. So would you like to tell us a little bit about your company and how it all started?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, number one, we've been in real estate for a while. There's actually a third co-founder. His name is Matthew Herrick as well. And him and I have been in real estate. We have a investment real estate brokerage that we've operated. And the whole idea of this was to be able to bring real estate services to people without the exorbitant costs, especially for people that do multiple transactions per year. We realized that you don't need to charge people 6% every time they sell a house, that the commissions that come back can be rebated, and that all the rules that seem to be set in stone really are not. And then as we looked more and more about blockchain technology, the way you can build a community around a purpose, you can connect people to direct endpoints together, we realized we could use this to streamline a lot of these aspects and basically bring what we were doing out of one office to a national level.
Mm-hmm. Great. So you're based in Melbourne, Florida, right?
Yes, we are.
How many people are on your team?
Currently, we have in-house about 12 people.
What are their expertise?
We have 4 in the development department, plus Thomas over here. We have 3 in the press department trying to get the word out there. Myself, I'm the lead of operations over here. We have 2 other operational people, 1 graphics person, content writer. It was basically everything we need to kind of get this out there for people. Deedcoin's a little bit ahead of where most blockchain startups are at the point that we're still having a token sale, for example, but we also have a functional platform that people can already use. So we definitely have to maintain that and, let people know. We have to have a broker support department, for example, to help brokers come onto the system and customers that are actually using this for real estate transactions to move forward.
So tell us about the technology and how it actually works.
Okay, well, the technology is fairly simple from the user side, and that's the whole idea of this. For example, somebody can actually go onto Deedcoin and link up with an agent. It just replaces the way you actually find your real estate agent, which there's absolutely no efficiency in right now. It's random. All these agents are out there around the country throwing marketing dollars at Zillow and hoping a customer comes their way. This is very simple. If a customer wants to pay less, get a better experience, and have some technology as well, they go to Deedcoin. They can choose to pay 1% with their agent, or if they're buying a property, they can get 1% left in their agent's pocket and keep the rest of the commission for themselves. And all they have to do is sign up on there.
How do you think people will respond to this? I mean, there's an element of trust as well. With agents, at least there's some form of trust going directly via Deedcoin. What do you think about that?
Well, here's a great thing. It's actually the same agents that you already trust out there in the world. This is a network. The idea here is designed to connect people with those agents that are better local to them. So somebody gets on there, they sign up, they say, hey, I'm buying a house, I'm in this zip code. What Deedcoin will do is it'll if they don't have the Deedcoin already, they can buy the cryptocurrency to connect on there. This will start a transaction with that local agent. Now, these local agents are licensed. You're in LA, for example, there's already agents in LA, ready to help people out there. And that's a real world transaction. It links them with them, but it also gives them the support of the platform as well. There's people on our side, once a transaction has begun, such as you find a house that can help schedule inspectors, mortgages, appraisers, all this stuff to make things move quickly forward. Yeah, but you still get those same local agents.
And how many agents do you have now on the network?
See, it's hard to count agents because we count brokerages. Technically, a brokerage office is what does business. We have 163 brokerages. We're in all 50 states plus Puerto Rico currently. We have an average of about 8 agents per door. So we're over the 1,000 agent mark within the network.
That's huge. That's really fast growth as well. How did you pull that off?
A lot of phone calls, to be honest with you. While Thomas actually over here. He was supposed to get a sandwich, but he's still hanging out. So while Thomas was building the platform on his side, me and Matt, we basically got on the phones and we started calling agents and brokerages around the country. and explaining what we're doing. We can give you customer volume in your area. It's exclusive to you. You get a radius that belongs to you. The whole thing, the connections all operate on a new native cryptocurrency. It's a better platform. We're actually reducing your labor costs. Here's what we need you to do. We need you to charge people 1%, regardless if you're selling, regardless if they're buying it. You got to give a rebate to them in that case. And very simply, we can give you more volume as this grows and exclusivity in your area and make it a simpler process. So we had to go through about probably 7 calls to find one that didn't hang up on us.
Wow.
And said, okay, tell me more. And so we told him more. And while he was building the platform, we were plugging them in as they signed up. And by the end of it, we had a great footprint.
So it seems that this is really also tailor-made for the States, for the United States, right? Because, I mean, it's not the same system everywhere in the world where you need to have an agent.
Well, it's a yes and no, because a lot of the American models for how real estate functions has expanded overseas. It's based on common law. So although England's rates, for example, are lower because they've eliminated buyer's agents already, a place like Australia, for example, is very similar. South America, Latin America, all of these areas, they have actually adopted the same model with all of the middlemen, the unions, everything that applies to real estate, designed to drive costs up and keep as many agents licensed all the time as possible. But this all comes at the expense of the consumer, because the consumer has to pay much more per transaction, because this model is supporting keeping salaries on the table for so many unnecessary people. It's artificially created currently. So this is a network model.
Right.
The agent, we go into an area. If you look at Puerto Rico technically has a different set of laws, but it's very similar. So once we integrate somebody in a network, if they're licensed in the area, we have to build out whatever legal necessities are required to adopt that area. But it can expand very quickly overseas as well.
So what is the 2 to 5 year goal?
Okay, the 2 to 5 year goal, we want to do an inward expansion here in the U.S. Some core markets of high volume are going to be retained by Deedcoin, and that's to kind of help us deliver more tech packages. We have some VR touring and things like that we're developing in the back. And we want to, by 2020, we want to start crossing international borders, probably beginning with Canada and also Mexico. And anyways, our expansion from that point is going to be towards target countries with the highest real estate commissions and the most similar legal structures to the U.S.
Right.
For a 5-year goal, we would like to be at this point within 5 countries with a solid footprint. So our goal is 1 country per year, and then scale inward as we expand to another.
When was Deedcoin founded?
So Deedcoin actually started in the beginning of 2017. It was very important to us to build out the network before we were selling the token. Also, this token is available to U.S. people, considering it's our first market. So we had to build that utility out first, not just a promise of utility, but actual utility. So anyways, this was in development for about 8 months in 2017, and we set a timeline to get it live and active by the 1st of January 2018. We did achieve that, and more states than we planned to, and that's when we began selling the token. So we've been building out since then.
Is there a way that you can calculate how much you saved if you calculate all the sales that have gone through you?
For example, somebody buying a home can point and shoot at any property and get 2% off. It doesn't matter what it is. There's typically a 3% market commission. Our guy works for 1% anywhere in the U.S., wherever he is, whoever he is, and gives 2 back to the buyer. So to give you a synopsis of our first transaction, one of our private sale people closed in March. He took 20 Deedcoin, which cost him $30, saved $3,780 on his HUD form, which is your closing form. So that was a rebate directly to him as he bought the house. Anyway, I would estimate, we're still scaling our user base, but I would say 50,000 is a very, very reasonable estimate, probably close to 100.
Wow, it's amazing. It's really going to transform things because it's unnecessary, right, to have that extra cost in the equation.
It absolutely is, and we're starting also to get some traction with corporate buyers as well. I remember there's a 2% is a much larger figure when you're looking at, say, a commercial warehouse or a gas station or a large lot of development land as well. And if you have something even at $1 million mark, each 1% of that situation is 10,000 covered by 10 Deedcoin, because each 10 Deedcoin save 1%. We basically tokenize commission points to keep it simple.
And what challenges have you guys been facing thus far?
I guess scaling. We're already open to users, so there's been needs that come up through the portal. We've constantly been growing our development team to get those activated and fast. In fact, Thomas, if you want to speak to that a little bit, we
Yeah.
have some previous.
Yeah, honestly, our biggest concern was appealing to the American people. Cryptocurrencies is still kind of a relatively new thing for most people. People aren't familiar; they don't understand how the technology works. It's not like a bank account, just where you can recover passwords, send your money, and send it back out and stuff. There's a little bit of a learning curve, and we wanted to make that as easy as possible. So when we developed a platform, we made it so that anyone could get into this. Anyone, you could have no crypto knowledge at all, and you could just click a few buttons and be done, and it was all taken care of. We wanted to build a platform that would accommodate those people and be comprehensive like that. That was one of our biggest priorities there.
It's great to hear, and I'm very happy that somebody's doing this because it's a huge thing, and why have all these extra costs in the equation? So Charles, tell us about this token sale that's currently underway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, two things. Number one, we have a user platform, and we're also selling the token at the token launch. So our typical method here is we're doing this in phases. What we will do is we will sell a portion of token to supply inventory and also, for development funding and this and that. As that is done, then we will go and build and enhance the network, and then we'll open up another phase so people can see what we've done on an active phase basis. Kind of like milestones, but real milestones, and we like to achieve them as we're going through the phases. So our next sales phase opens in 45 days, and that is on deedcoinlaunch.com. And to use Deedcoin, you just go to deedcoin.com. So launch is the token sale, and Deedcoin is the user site.
Fantastic. So I can go do that.
Absolutely. Go buy a house today.
Great. Where to choose? Florida's quite a good place to buy a house, right?
It is, and the market is a great time right now. Absolutely. It's sunny. It's a little humid, though.
Lots of alligators as well.
There are alligators. In fact, I have alligators behind my house on a lake. You can see them in the morning. It's pretty cool.
Wow. What change do you expect to see in the industry? How do you think people will react?
We want to be the catalyst that's going to push this change forward. Right now, you have a lot of discount brokers. They try and spring up in a single town, and they can't really grow because if they're doing, say, a 1.5% commission and they're trying to give a discount, it's less marketing dollars for them to go and attack the market with afterwards to gain more users to make a real change. What we're doing is basically doing this at a national level. We don't charge any franchise fees. We don't take any portion of an agent's commission out there in the field. We build a true network, and we market as one. So we take all of these people that want to change the way real estate works, and we make them an army and give them a national option where they can compete and they can get their message out there.
Have you seen any other companies like Deedcoin?
I've only seen things that are trying to do this with a list your own house, FSBO style. There's nothing out there that's looking to do a full service.
Right.
Like we do. Redfin is, I guess, the closest, but they don't have any kind of technology package. On top of that, we actually beat Redfin's commissions. Our guys do not double dip. If a buyer comes through the network as well, it's a flat 1%, so it can reduce 6% all the way down to a true 1%. That doesn't work on Redfin, and I think Redfin's 1.5 on each side in most places. And there's no portal, there's nothing that speeds things up. So that's the closest, but remember their tech is from 2004, and ours launched last year, so we're going to have certain advantages.
So you're expecting to be leaders in the industry?
We are expecting to be leaders in the industry, yes.
Sounds like you've already got a massive amount of users and agents, so it's on the right track. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. We're talking to Charles Wismer from Deedcoin. I'm Rebecca Hope from Block News. Thanks and have a great day.
All right, thanks, Rebecca.
Bye.